the acceptance of homosexuality was quite broad, though at a distance, and it was often seen as glamorous. All right, so she says 20 years ago, queers were a rarity, but today they are quite the fashion. They are undoubtedly the heaviest drawing cards in nightclubs today. As for the lesbian, a decade ago, one had to dash for the nearest book of reference to learn the term's meaning. Today, they are accepted with cynical shoulder shrugs and the casual remark that many of them are to be found in the best social circles, and that many stars of the theater are that way. I love this last part. In fact, all the unusual sex sins of this period have now become exceedingly common or guarded. I like that. All right, so we have spectacle happening in that an influx of elite white folks are coming into urban centers and exploring their sexuality for the first time. Sexuality up until this point wasn't really a thing. Sex was something you did for procreation, not for fun. And so this is really the first time that you have people coming into social settings to explore that idea. Not to say sexuality wasn't explored prior to that, just not in a social way like this. And so we see that in, it really starts in the blues clubs. We have blues singers like Ma Rainey, Bessie Smith, Gladys Bentley, who's in the tux in the top, singing songs about having attraction to women. They sing it very openly and very bluntly, and we're actually going to listen to a song here in just a second. But when they did this, it happened. You know, people still went to the clubs. People wanted to have their pictures taken with them. This is also when we started to see the Harlem drag balls starting to occur. And if y'all don't know this, the drag balls really are the origin of modern drag. So this is where drag becomes seeded into the LGBT community, is really in this moment in the 20s. And then this picture is just a bunch of presumably lesbian women, most of them in masculine clothing, at the first Harlem drag ball. So we have a quote here from Chad Heath, who is a historian. He wrote a really fascinating book called Slumming that talks about this movement of white folks going into urban settings to explore their sexuality in a variety of ways and at a variety of times. So if you're looking for a good read, that's a good one. And he says, popular belief often holds that LGBTQ rights and acceptance was a forward-moving machine, beginning with the Stonewall riots in the 60s. But when comparing Prohibition-era acceptance versus that of the 1950s, this isn't so. It's not just that they were visible, but that popular culture and newspapers at the time remarked on their visibility. Everyone knew that they were visible. All right, so we're going to listen to a song from Lucille Bogan, and okay, I just want to make sure it was going to work. So I put the lyrics up here for you because, you know, this is an old recording and it's a little bit hard to understand. What you need to know is, have you ever heard BD woman before? Okay, so BD is reference to bull dagger or bull dyke. Oh. So this is where that starts. That was a common language in the clubs in the 20s, especially the blues clubs, to refer to lesbians in this way. So when she's saying BD woman, she's talking about a lesbian.